Good morning. Okay, we're on week 5, 12 weeks ago to the Boulderthon. Um, you have made it here, you're locked in, and I would start focusing at this point. You really have typically for a marathon or half marathon. For a marathon, you're going to taper for about um, 2 to 3 weeks. For a half, you might taper for a couple weeks. So really don't think of it as like 12 more really hard weeks, but maybe, you're going to have a couple more down weeks in there, and then you're going to have 2 or 3 weeks of taper. So 9, do the math. You guys have like 2 more weeks of training. No, I'm just kidding. But try to focus in at this point. We're going to go over the week. Let's see. So if you are running the marathon, you have 3 4-mile easy runs, and you have a 10-mile long run. So this 10-mile long run is a really good opportunity. Let's see first what the if you are running the half, you have a 7-mile long run, so longer than we've gone. You have three 4-mile runs and a long 7-mile run. So yeah, just so you guys know, comparing half and full, if you're doing the half and you want to do the full, really the main difference is going to be that long run is just going to be, you're going to get up to 18, 20 miles instead of just keeping a little bit lower. So if you're ever interested, like that's the main difference. So you can do it. Anyways, both you guys' long runs, let's make it our focus to start practicing fueling. All right. So start getting in, a good breakfast before. So that means, 2 hours before, you're eating 500 to 600 calories, mostly carbs, with maybe a little bit of fat and protein to keep those carbs sustainable. So good examples are 2 pieces of toast, maybe with a little peanut butter and a banana. Or some people like to eat oatmeal. There is a lot of fiber in oatmeal, which we say to stay away of, but oatmeal works for me. It works for a lot of people. So maybe you have some oatmeal with a little bit of peanut butter, honey, and a banana. You could also have a big bowl of cereal with like skim milk, honey, and a banana. A good way to add carbs if you're not good at eating in the morning is drinking orange juice, or just adding like an easy bar. Like I like to eat like RX bars. They're not like the most carb-full ones, but they can go down easy in the morning, and I can eat them and I feel good. They don't hurt my stomach. So really, it's what works for your stomach, mostly carbs, 500, 600 calories, especially if you're running the marathon. If you're running like, more than 3 hours for the half marathon or 2.5 hours, then you have to also eat 500, 600 calories 2 to 3 hours before. The closer you get to the race, you want to eat less and less, but more carb-full calories. And then what I like to practice is I take a gel at the beginning of every single long run, and then every 30 minutes you want to practice so that your gut can digest these and use these for energy. I like SIS, but I would recommend going and trying different types of gels. You can go to a running store, you can look at the feed. So figure out what works for you, but this is truly, truly, truly the time you have to start figuring it out, because it does take a lot of tweaking. So on that long run, if you have to walk, that's totally fine. Just plan on being out there. Time on feet is important. Having a low heart rate is great. But make sure you have a good plan. Sometimes people just wing these long runs, and then they get in the habit of just winging them, and you get to like this really important 12 or 20 mile long run, and you're like, oh, I was totally unprepared and I bonked. So we don't want to get there. plan them out, have your breakfast ready, have your gels ready. Maybe you're doing a loop so you can loop back to get hydration. Maybe you drop a bottle with Scratch, energy drink, or electrolytes along the way. But just plan your route, have it ready, and have fun. Once again, if you guys have any questions, you can reach out to me at rise@rojasrunning.com. I hope you're having a great training block, and I will see you guys next week.